In this video, I'm going to show you how you can easily make sure that the date in your footer, the copyright date that you might have in your footer, can automatically update for the new year. So when it switches over to 2021, this date will automatically change for you. Before I dive in, I'll just apologize in advance. I have my puppies playing in the background and you might hear them barking and carrying on for a little bit during this video. So this is just one example, and the one I'm going to edit today is this one that I'm creating a website for a client at the moment, and we've got the date in the footer here. So we just have the current year there. So I create my footers using the Divi page builder. If you're using the Divi theme or the Divi just plugin, the process will be pretty much the same. If you're using a different theme or a different page builder, as long as you can use dynamic content, you should be able to do a very similar thing to what I'm doing today. So I'm just going to go into my Divi theme builder, because that's how I set up my footers on my website. And I'm just going to click on this little, so I just went to Divi theme builder, click on the little edit icon, and we'll just let this load. So you can see this sort of bar at the top here when that page was loading. I wonder if I refresh if it'll show it again. If you sort of look at this sort of like grey bars here as the dynamic content loads, that's a sure sign that you're using dynamic content, because it's kind of drawing content from your database. So what we're going to do here is just click on this little settings icon, and I'll show you how I've set it up. So you can see here that where the text would usually be, we've got this sort of like weird settings icon rather than just a text box. And if I click on that, you'll see that I've got the copyright, I've got the text, and then I've got the date format, custom, and I've just got a Y in there. So that all looks a little bit like gibberish, but what I'm going to do is create a new one so I can show you exactly what I've done. So let's just exit out of that, and let's just create a new, duplicate that section. Let me remove that. And now let's just go add a new module, and we'll do a text module. And then here, what you can do, this dummy text has just come up, but we don't want to use that. What we want to do is actually click on this little icon here, and this is an icon to use dynamic content. So you might see this in quite a few places throughout the Divi theme or Divi page builder. So you can sort of use dynamic content like featured images or the post excerpt or the post title, page title, things like that. So it can automatically draw that information in for you, and it can come in really handy when you're creating blog posts and stuff like that, but it also comes in handy with dates. So if we click this now, it's going to, what I might actually do, oops, what did I do? I'm just going to delete all this because I don't know if that causes an issue, and then we'll click on the use dynamic content icon. So here is all the different dynamic content things that you can add in, but what we want to do is actually just insert current date. So we'll click on current date, and then we have, what do we want to have before the current date? Well, we want to have the copyright symbol, so I'll just add that in here. And we also want to add a space. If you don't add a space, then there's going to be no space between the copyright symbol and the date. And then after, we want to have, here we want to have Love Luna May, all rights reserved. And then we want to have a date format. So there's all these different date formats you can use. If we just want to use the year, then you can see here that by to add sort of the full year, like 1999, it's just a capital Y. That's what they've used to add the year. So I'm just going to click custom and then add a Y in here. So at the moment there's no Y in here, so you'll notice that there's no date, no year. But if I add the Y, then that's going to come up. And you'll notice that there's no space between 2020 and Love for Love Luna May. So what I want to do is just add another space in here, because we want that to go after the 2020. So that's all you have to do. And then you can just go in and obviously design the text however you want to design it. So we had it centered, we had it a little bit smaller, and I think I probably did that. And so, you know, you're pretty much, there we go. That's all you need to do. So then you just save out of that, and then essentially what's going to happen is when midnight happens on New Year's on January 1st, it's going to click over to 2021, and that's going to be based on probably your either your WordPress time zone that you've set under your settings, or it could come down to your hosting. But essentially it's going to switch over within that 24-hour period, save you having to do it. And it means also that if you start doing this on all your clients' websites as well, then each year you're not going to have to do that for them again. It's going to automatically do it for them, which will save you a lot of time, and something that I've wasted a lot of time on in the past. So I hope this helps, and if you do have any questions at all, just reach out.